guys, welcome to #Quirky. In today's video, I want to talk about books that I'm planning to read by the end of the year. Ideally by November, December, Jan. Kind of a fall TBR thing. Now there are 5 books or 6 books, I don't remember, 5 or 6 books that I've already sorted separately because I want to read them. Use them? I want to read especially during the Christmas and New Year, like from around 22nd to maybe the next year's Jan's 5th or 7th. 5 books are there which I have particularly shortlisted. Not going to include those 5 books in this list because I'm planning another video for that. So I have 8 books over here that I want to talk about. Now 8 plus 5 is 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Yeah, you can judge me as much as you want, but I never take risk when it comes to counting. I'm the most poor person you're gonna come across when it comes to mathematics. Anyway, not giving an excuse. So 13 books in total, but we'll be talking about 8 books in this video, which I will probably start reading like from the onset of November, and I'll read to the mid of Jan or so, and I really hope that I can finish it all because these books have been in my list for a long time. I'm not gonna lie about that. Long AF intro. Let's get started with the video without any further ado. The first book I want to talk about is like my first venture into non-fiction, and honestly I am so glad that I invested in books like these because this book particularly is so beautiful. I'm talking about Love for Imperfect Things, How to Accept Yourself in a World Striving for Perfection by Haemin Sunim. Now this is how the book looks. Can you just, this cover is so aesthetic. And now this book, Haemin Sunim is like a monk, if I'm not wrong. I have to do a little digging, a little more digging actually. But yeah, but the book, by the way, is so beautiful. See? Yeah, the entire book is like filled with such illustrations and poems and beautiful things. I don't know, this is such a beautiful book. Yeah, it's full of such again, extraordinarily beautiful stuff. And like here, this one thing, it's written, the sacred spirit dwelling inside me salutes the sacred spirit dwelling inside you. It's like a little bit of things that's here and there, but I am gonna read the book, and I think I'm gonna annotate the book a lot as well because maybe I'm gonna find so many good things in the book. And yeah, really looking forward to this. Second book I have in my list has been there for a long time, and I thought this is like the perfect time to take it up because I will be having quite some time in my hand after I'm done with the Amazon job on 8th. So I wanted to read a little bit of thick books. I'm not gonna lie about that. So this is A Strangeness in My Mind by Orhan Pamuk. I was gonna say The Strangeness, but yeah, A Strangeness in My Mind. Now this book revolves around the story of a boy who is living in Istanbul and is kind of dealing with what the city used to be, what his hometown used to be, and what it is very quickly becoming due to a lot of external factors, and how he's adapting to it, and his life or his story, his narration in this particular scenario and circumstance. I'm really intrigued to read this thing, and the name itself is enough to, I think, read the book. This is a thick book, by the way. The fonts are kind of medium sized, so yeah, it's a long book, but I don't mind, honestly. The next book I have is Latitudes of Longing by Subhangi Swarup. Now this is a hardcover, by the way. Yay! Just appreciate the book once. This is so aesthetic and beautiful. I feel like books like these you can only read for the cover once. Now getting into the story of this, I'm not really sure if I can kind of narrated in the best way. It's like a fantasy slash magical novel that deals with different narratives of magic, I feel. For a little bit of a idea, I will have to read this one thing here. It might give you a better idea. So it says the story sweeps through world and times that are inhabited by a scientist who studies trees and a clairvoyant who talks to them. Lord Goodenough, who travels around the farthest reaches of the Raj, giving names to nameless places, a geologist working towards ending futile wars over a glacier, octogenarian lovers, a superstitious dictator, and a mother struggling to get her revolutionary son released, a yeti who seeks human companionship, a turtle who turns into a boat, and then a woman, and then the ghost of an evaporated ocean as restless as the continents. Binding them all together is a vision of life as fast as the universe itself. Like as I mentioned, this sounds so beautiful and magical, and I don't know what more. I feel like this is a book that I can really explore. So yeah, really looking forward to reading this. I just went ahead and wore these glasses because first, it's really cute, and secondly, I have been like dying to make a video where I like wear these glasses and look kind of nerdy, I think. So yeah, I'm gonna keep them on, and I'm really sorry if sometimes the light gets reflected on the glass. Sorry about that. So the next book I have on my list is a very famous book, and I think a lot of people, a lot of booktuber out there have like tried this out. This is The Book Thief by Marcus Zusak. Now this is based in 1939 Nazi Germany, and it kind of talks about a little bit of the societal situation, people who are going through the atrocities and everything, and also is the story of this girl, this one little girl who is living with her foster family. Her parents are taken to the concentration camps, and she starts stealing books and reading them, and what happens thereafter, what are the experiences and everything. Now I have, if you follow Haley in Bookland, I will link her channel in the description box. If you do not, then just please go and like follow her. She makes amazing content, I feel. She loves this book so much, and I have seen so many people talk about this, so I was like, I have to read this. So yeah. So the next book here is again something that I think a lot of people have read, but I haven't, and I honestly have read none of Murakami's works. This is gonna be my first read, and people can come at me saying this is not the best book to start with when you're reading Murakami or something of the sort, but I do have this book and I'm gonna start with it, which is obviously the Norwegian Wood. Now this actually, from the back of the book, like from whatever is written here, it does not seem like something I would pick up, honestly. Okay, it's just about this love story, which like I think is in a flashback, if I'm not wrong. That's what I understood basically, because it says when he hears a favorite Beatles song, To Want to Be recalls his first love, Naoko. Okay, now it might be like it's a flashback narration, might be something else. I haven't read this yet. Kind of about, you know, adulthood, romances and everything. I'm not gonna judge a lot before I get into the book, but yeah, that's about it. This is the next one in my TBR list. Okay, so now these books I got actually I think 2 or 2.5 years back. Okay, and I still haven't had the time to read these books, but I don't know if there are some people who knows me since my school. You would know that I'm like obsessed with mythology, especially when it comes to Mahabharata. Okay, like I love mythology itself. When it comes to Mahabharata, it's like cherry on the cake. So yeah, that's about that. And these books are actually a series of the Arvayarta Chronicle. However, I do not have the third book of this series. I got the first 2 only. This is by Krishna Udayshankar, and the Arvayarta Chronicles. The first book is Kayrava, the second book is Govinda, and the third book is Kurukshetra. I do not have Kurukshetra with me. I only have these 2 books. Now this seems like a series which is based on the kind of retelling of Mahabharata, but there are certain new elements and clans included in it, if that makes any sense. Like in Kayrava it says that there's the entry of this clan which is called the Fire Whites, and whom people believe that they have been long gone but they come back. Something about that. There's like a bit of new elements added to it, but on the basic weaving of Mahabharata, I feel. And I am, out of all these books, I'm not gonna lie, I'm the most excited about two. One is Pamuk's Strangeness in my mind, and the second one is this one, because I am really obsessed with mythological fiction when it comes to Mahabharata again. And yeah, these two go really well, then I'm definitely gonna buy the third book, which is the Kurukshetra. Okay, so this one over here, I'm really sorry if this alignment, it's a little tilted. No, I know it can trigger a few people. Really sorry about that. So the next book I have is like in my Kindle, and this is the Mythical Creatures and Magical Beasts by Zayden Stone. Okay, I'm not sure if you can see the book. Yeah, this one. Now this is about mythical creatures and beasts, but not in one culture. Okay, it's like from different folklores and folk tales and stories about them, and how they actually came into existence and all of those stuff. So again, as I mentioned, I'm like really intrigued about mythology in general. So that's gonna be a read that I'm gonna have. And I also feel like that fall, winter is kind of the time that you can go with mythology. I feel very warm if I read mythology. It's a weird thing maybe, but yeah. So this is the second last book in my list. And the last book in my list is Dopaheri by Pankaj Kapur. Now, this book talks about this widow who is living in a mahal of her own, kind of a mahal, and she hears sounds and like a little bit of spooky things happen, and then she's very lonely, to be very frank, and she therefore asks another person to like live with her, like a lodger. Okay, and how these two people bond and how she gets over her fears and what the story happens thereafter. Now, because it has a little bit of spooky elements, and I honestly heard some good reviews about the book. There are a few Indian booktubers who recommend the book, so I was really intrigued to read this. Now, this is, by the way, a translation. Not this, the book I mean. It's a translation. The original book is written in Hindi, so I'm going to be reading the translation definitely. All for today's video, guys. I'll be making the list of books of the video with the 5 books that I will be reading for Christmas and New Year particularly, I think. But that's gonna go a little later. This one I would be starting to read from the end of the month or by the beginning of November, I feel. So I wanted to put this out at first. I hope you enjoyed the video. I will try and make more and more book related content, because that is what I have been enjoying these days and I love reading anyway. If you like the content, then do like the video and subscribe to my channel, and I'll see you in my next video. Till then, take care. Please take care, be safe, and yeah, bye.